Get a goddamn hobby. Hey, guess what this is?
It's
the Triggerman Podcast, episode 30.
30. Triggerman Podcast 30.
30. Wait.
Where's the balloons?
I don't know. It's just like, oh. Boo, 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 boo. With
Newsflash.
Burton C Bell.
Hey, guys.
I have news for you. Two things.
Don't lean on this.
No, lean on it. It's fine. It's Amazon's finest. I'm in the frame, right? I'm cool.
Something like that.
You're sorry. Oh, hi. I look fat in this shirt, so don't worry about it.
No, it's not the shirt that makes you fat.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Anyway, you're the most famous person I've ever had on
The only
podcast. No, not the only.
Okay, good.
Well, at least to me, so that's cool.
Oh, okay.
So really quick, this is Burton C Bell. You're just like, if you're my age or like if you're like what, 25 or 30 and older.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you started listening to music in the '90s, you know, heavy music, Fear Factory.
Oh, is that the band?
Heard of it?
Never heard of them.
You and a lot of people.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, he's my fucking neighbor, and my address is 66. No, I'm kidding. Fuck that shit. Like, so, you can find me.
I'm actually in the phone book.
Oh, for real?
No.
There's a phone book? I was like, there's still a phone book?
Remember those things a long time ago?
Yeah.
Last century?
I just have to tell a quick story.
Okay.
When I Hitler Steven making his cameo as usual. Steven, you know who this is. Stop. It's your neighbor, bro. Cool. Cool. We planned for this.
I was already 15 minutes late. I still blamed before.
It was 20, but whatever.
20. Took me 20 minutes to get here.
So I've been living here for 2.5 years or whatever like that. I didn't know any of my neighbors. I met some neighbors like the day I moved in because they're walking through the hall or whatever. Mm. And then I met you at the stairway door.
Yeah.
And then you walk. I can't remember if you were coming in or going out. Either way, it doesn't matter. I bumped into you and I was like, I saw you previously that week, and I went, "There's just no way that's not Burton C Bell. That's insane." Like, sorry, I'm going to refer to you as Burton C Bell.
That is my name.
That is your name. Is that your real name?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
It's a middle initial, but it's...
Yeah, whatever.
Go on with your story.
Yeah, anyway, and then the second time I bumped into you for realsies, and I remember, because it's funny, because like, you remember the first time you meet people, I bumped into you, we were both going out, or going in the doorway, and I vividly remember going, "Hey, I don't want to make this awkward, but I know who you are." And that was it. And then I just said hello, and that was it. I was like, I'm not a fucking weirdo or anything.
Well, or seeing you and your ex-roommate, walking through the hallways, I mean, it's like there's always seeing the way you two look. It's like there's 50% chance that you might have heard of Fear Factory.
Porn stars. Obviously.
Look at those two porn stars.
No, it's funny. It's like, I think I tried to like de-escalate the fanboy situation by going, I know the same people you do. I'm like, shit.
Well, we do, because Scummy.
Scum, and I was like, I remember dropping fucking, like, because I used to be in a band with the guys from Cold Chamber, two of the guys from Cold Chamber, so I assumed you knew those guys, and I went,
of course.
I'm New Migs, and I was like, crap.
And Migs told me that he knew you too.
No, well, there you go. Boom. Okay.
Well, he goes, yeah, I got a friend that lives in your building. I'm like, oh, shit.
Yeah, I haven't seen, I saw him a few months ago, but
I moved to Vegas.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
Me and Faith moved to Vegas.
Oh, shit. I thought they still lived on the street. Well, all the best to Migs. But, it's weird because, again, what is it? You remember Rockstar, the movie? Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
It's the best movie ever.
It's a great movie.
It's the best movie ever. He gets the job as the singer.
Yep.
And then he's in the studio, or I can't remember where he says it, and he goes like, "I grew up with pictures of you guys on my wall." Yeah. And to this day, if you showed me a random collection of Cold Chamber pictures and Fear Factory pictures, I'd be able to pick out the posters that were on my wall.
That's right.
It's fucking nuts.
Dude.
And how I found Fear Factory I can't remember what episode, Metal Hammer, the magazine, they used to give out free CDs. CDs were these things, they were circular discal objects, shiny discal, I'm good at English. Discal objects that you put in a thing called a CD player, and it spins around real fast, and magic appears and you hear music.
English is your second language.
Yes. Oh, it's barely I can barely speak. Edge Crusher was on it. And it was like 15 other songs.
Is that a Kerrang or Metal
Hammer?
Metal Hammer, yeah.
I still remember it.
I think I still have that CD.
Dude, it's the only one I listen to on repeat. Dude. Not that, like, I think Spine Shank was on it as well.
I have a copy of every cover that I was on the cover of, like magazines back then. So I have in storage. I have a copy of them.
That's so cool.
And they're still in their packages. And, you know, it's all the CDs and the complimentary CDs that came in. Oh, check out these, man. If you like this band, you'll like this band.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't want to bore you with music or like whatever. I think
because I know nothing about it.
I know. It's just, it's like it's fun, and like you've come over here a bunch of times just to chat with you and your missus and play with the cats, and I never. Really,
that's the only reason why she comes over.
It's totally fine. Hi, Sherry. It's totally fine. It's totally. I don't even need to be here. You can take a key if you want. Like so.
Hey, Kev.
Yeah. He's been good right now. Like,
waving to the cat.
Yeah. It happens. I sit here all day talking to him by myself.
I used to have a cat, and I used to talk. He and I used to have conversations.
That's what I do all day. I live alone.
Yeah, exactly. Hey.
No, but I feel I was talking to the cats yesterday, and I could hear people in the hallway walking by. It could have been you guys, and because like if they do anything wrong, I talk to them like they're fucking small children. I'm like, hey, you stupid fuck! I should never have kids, by the way. Hey, you stupid fuck! Get off the goddamn fucking counter! I'm like going. Any of the neighbors walk by and they don't know, like they probably think I'm a giant fucking
And that's
asshole.
how you should talk to kids ananyway.
Okay. That's how I feel. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Hey, no, because how else are they going to learn?
Hence, vasectomy.
You don't ask them what to do. You tell them what's going on.
I made you. I own you.
So
Fuck you.
They're born feral. It's like you gotta treat them like they don't know anything, and they literally don't.
No, well, I can't. I've cats.
Even some adults are that way.
Some adults are still that way that I know that are my age. So
yeah,
it's just like
absolutely.
Speaking of, just again, I have questions. You're a little older than me. You've been here a long time.
Just a little.
A little bit, not that much. You look really good for your age.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, you're all right. I know people that have copied your tattoos, by the way. That's really funny.
So do I.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I was like, wow, it's cool, but
yeah, no. Some people ask me for my a copy of my. I have a big angel on my back, and I'm like going, I'm not sending you like a fucking JPEG.
No,
I was like, that's weird. I'm not doing that. But back in the day, still to this day, I know where all these guys live as well, which is fucking really funny. A lot of them don't like me anymore. So, well, fuck you, because he's my neighbor.
The biggest, for me, it's like, I had these, right? I remember I got them done recording the between Soul and New Machine and Demanufacture. I got them done, and it took short of money. It took me about a year to get it done, but I finally got it done, and everything was cool. And then Slipknot comes out. And people are like, they eventually come out with their tribal logo. It's like, yeah, you love Slipknot that much. You got their logo tattooed on. I'm like, oh no. I mean, yes, it's very similar, but not quite.
But again, the hardcores will know, so it's fine.
Hardcores know, but it's
the hardcores know.
No slight to Slipknot, but no, it's not a Slipknot tattoo.
No, fuck you. You got it first. Can I, if you don't mind, because I this is why I want Scum to come over as well. Like, so what's up, Scum? He just
got out of the hospital.
Yeah, he got some appendix or something.
Yeah.
Feel better. Don't catch any weird diseases or something. I don't fucking know. Any more weird diseases, like so.
They had to hose him down before he went into the hospital. So I'm sure he didn't bring in anything to the hospital that was going to injure anybody.
Full acid bath wash. So, sir, take a shower. No, I don't want to take a shower.
They had to protect the hospital from Scum.
Yeah. He's not even sick. That's the weird fucked up part. He's a sick person, but like that's a completely different story.
And that is also a compliment.
Well, actually, I should probably have him and you over because around the same time, like so. But me like as a music fan, like so I pretend to be a musician. It's all good. I totally get it.
No, you're a good musician. You do.
And that's the end of the podcast. Thanks very much. That's all I needed. So.
No, you did whatever I see you do. Sounds great.
I appreciate it. Thank you. But like again, you have. I think you texted me or something the other day, or I was texting you. Like I said, you're more like the legendary status of Burton C Bell.
Legend. That means I'm dead.
No. It is not.
No, myth is a dead.
Yeah. Whatever. The legendary status maybe. It was all a fallacy. It was a story. But like you were here in the 90s or whatever. Like late 90s?
I moved to LA in 89.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then you were here for the entire 90s, but like for the music scene that exploded in the 90s. Like,
yeah, I was here.
Yeah, that's like, for me, that's my all-time favorite like scene that ever. Like the 80s was cool. I read all the books and all the crews and all that. But like the late 90s, early noughties or whatever you call it, like that was my... Dude, that's when all the bands came out that like fucking shaped me as a human being.
It was a big explosion there. It was incredible. You know, I was here to watch, not to watch, but to witness the hair metal scene dying, metal hair bands. You know, like Warrant and shit like that.
I like all that shit.
You know, Cat House was on its end. The Cat House was, you know, already at its end peak. Scream had already passed. I mean, they kept trying to redo it. These are clubs back in the 80s.
Yeah, I've heard of them in books.
And, but new clubs, you know. So I moved here, and there's some new clubs started bouncing up everywhere that weren't like hair band kind of stuff. Yeah. And there was some, you know, I like the industrial scene here because there was a scene called club called Lectosternium. And then the people who ran, part of the person that did Scream opened up Club with No Name. And that was cool. Dale Gloria's Club with No Name, because I guess she's.
I know her. She used to.
She runs clubs.
Yeah.
She's been. You know, I knew her way back when I first moved here, and it was you know. And then there was English Acid, which was awesome. That's where I first saw Tool in a place like the size of this apartment.
Wow.
You know, the whole apartment. A lot of cool bands, but Tool was probably the biggest band I saw there. A band called She Died ended up becoming Sugartooth. I don't know if you remember them. No big deal.
What bands that around that time shaped like for you?
Oh God, I don't know. Nothing really LA based. You know, I was into all sorts of like Nick Cave and Sisters of Mercy and Fields of the Nephilim. But at the same time, this was the beginning. The seeds of Sub Pop had started flourishing. And so that scene started coming down to LA because it's, you know, obviously West Coast, so all those West Coast bands would tour. And I started getting into, you know, early Soundgarden and you know, early Nirvana and the band that everyone was with was Mother Love Bone, because that was my God, they were as big in Seattle as they were down here.
Really?
You know, that was like probably the biggest band. It was probably the biggest band from Seattle in LA at the time.
Wow. Like I got fucking. If you don't know who Mother Love Bone is, it's basically like 2 or 3 members of Pearl Jam with an old singer named Andrew W. something.
Andrew Wood.
Andrew Wood, and it's some of the best music you'll
awesome.
ever. It's the perfect blend of like.
What influenced all those bands afterwards, like Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden. Chris Cornell and Andrew Wood were your best friends.
Yeah. It's that when I first heard that, I think I was 18 or like, and then you don't like. I think someone found a Temple of a Dog CD or something.
Yeah, well, that's the reason Temple of a Dog is an homage to.
And then you go backwards from there, and I was like, well, and I had to go online. There was no Amazon back then, so it was like 20 years ago.
God, getting music back then was a mystery.
Dude, it's fucking. If I ever saw like Fear Factory CDs and stuff, the first thing you'd see on the corner is like import or whatever and it'd be fucking 32 pounds or whatever at the time, and. I have fucking stuff. That's how I found Medication and stuff. One of the bands, I spent my entire.
I had Logan and Whitley.
Yeah. Oh my God. Again, I expressed my feelings towards like that. Like I'm luckily I actually know Logan now. It's really weird. Like I'll text him every now and again. We'll message back and forth and stuff. And it's just like
he's a cool cat.
When it happens though, it's like kind of like. Again, because you don't understand. I don't know how to put it in perspective for you because you've been here so long. It's like. When you were a kid and you had like a shit ton of posters on your wall, and then like fast forward 20 years later, and one of them's your neighbor, you're in a band with another guy's the producer you worked with. It's just like, wait a minute, what the fuck happened here?
You know, I feel that same way too. You know, for instance, I just mentioned Whitfield Crane. You know, he and I are actually pretty good friends. I hate you. And who would think that? You know, because we're from 2 different worlds. I remember working at RED Distribution down in Torrance. Right before Still a New Machine came out. So I was working, you know, boxing up CDs and shipping them off. down there, and then Soul Nation comes out, and I'm like boxing up our own CDs
That's
to
hilarious.
shipment.
That's not very rock. We don't need to hear this.
But Ugly Kid.
No,
my point being is that Ugly Kid Joe was huge already by then.
Were they big here?
Oh God, they were massive.
Because they don't fucking play here. That's the upsetting
part.
Like,
well, they used to a long time ago.
I know I've told you this, but it's like my all-time favorite band. To this day, I can't get enough. Like
they still play.
Yeah, in fucking Europe. Like,
yeah, that's every time I run it. So I became friends with them because we kept running into each other at airports.
That's nuts.
Or playing the same festivals. And Whitfield and I just became friends. It was like crazy.
And you know that saying, what is it? Never meet your heroes or whatever, like that kind of like. I've pretty much met like all the guys that have worked with him or in different bands or like and around like again you or I've never once met him. I paid $30 to go to the Whiskey to watch him sing 3 cover songs one night.
Wow.
And I probably could have said hello and took a picture. I was like, I'm not doing it. I just thought I'm terrified.
He is the most open person you'll ever meet.
I don't want to hear it. I need to hear that he's an asshole and you don't want to talk to him.
It's one of the coolest people I've ever met in my whole life.
If you don't know who this is, his name is Whitfield Crane. He's like, to me, honest to God, like all the singers from the 80s, like the Sebastian Bachs and the fucking the Chris Cornells, which is gods,
Mike
Patton, all got like, to me, something like,
he's up there.
Dude, he's my all-time favorite.
He's a great vocalist.
I just his tone, something just resonates when I hear anything. Like
he was born to do it.
It's unbelievable. Like he's just put his voice, his tone, like every side project he's ever done. I'm just an asshole. I'm fucking like, oh, he could literally.
You're an asshole. I'm out of here.
Take my cats. What is it? The Airheads movie. It's like Pip farting on a snare drum. I was like, if he farted on a snare drum, I'd buy it. I don't care. Like it's just. It's good shit, like so, but going back to like your stuff, like why I liked your stuff. I was a choir boy growing up, so like good Catholic school choir boy, by the way. It was alright. I was like a fat Harry Potter, but
you keep saying that, which I can totally see.
Yeah. God, it's like again, this is why I never have an ego, man. Like so. It's all good.
You said it, and I can see it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can.
It's all good. But the reason I was drawn to like kind of like your band, like Fear Factory, like so, is it's I love singing. Like I love like heavy stuff as well, but like melody gets me every day of the week.
Yeah.
Like I'll pick pop music over like Cannibal Corpse any day of the week. I'm sorry because I just.
Well, it's a melody that speaks to us, isn't it?
It's and even like I have Alexa in the kitchen for the guys, so when I leave I put on music and I say Alexa, play music. She might start playing. And I walked in the other day and it was like I can't remember. Like the
oh my God, that's a good song.
Yeah, it's amazing. But it was always like the songs off your albums that were like the super melodic or like hooky or what.
Right.
And dude, like I must have listened to like Resurrection.
Obsolete. That's obsolete record.
Dude, that song I must have listened to like 18 billion times. Like it's fucking.
You've probably heard it more than I have.
Probably. But only because like there was a lack of bands in like the late 90s, early 90s where it was like there was singing as well as.
You were still living in Ireland.
I was a kid.
Yeah.
I was like 15 years old. Whatever.
So what was that, the mid 90s?
83,
so you weren't like fond of the Cranberries or anything like that?
I love the Cranberries. Yeah. Like, but it was like I remember. So I was 12 years. I think 11 or 12 years old, and one of my friends showed me the Metallica Reload cassette. So I would have been 13. So I would have been 94, 95.
Has that got Fuel on it?
Yeah. I love those albums.
That's actually a great song.
I think that those albums are actually fantastic. They're really good. But I opened it up, and again, dude, I swear to God, I'm a small, little, insecure, chubby Harry Potter looking fucker, right?
Stop saying that.
Freaking me out, man.
That's all I'm gonna see.
And I'd open up the cover, and it was like when they all cut their hair, so they sold out, you know?
Right.
And it was like James Hetfield, and he had dyed black spiked hair, and I opened it up, and I went, oh no, this is...
And they were wearing makeup?
Yeah, they had eyeliner on and shit like that, and I was like, oh, this is evil. I
that was all Lars's idea.
Yeah, hey, I liked it. I'm just saying now I liked it.
It was cool. It looked great. It was a good look.
Yeah, I liked it. But the funny part was, my godfather gave me like when you used to make mixtapes, like you'd make a mixtape for your car or whatever, or your Walkman, as I did. And I had a mixtape with no names on it and shit, and never knew the bands that were on it, but I listened to it for years. And then in my later life, I realized it was Smashing Pumpkins and Skid Row and Fate No More and maybe a Fear Factory song, Metallica, all this. I was like, wow, I know all these bands. It's like, it's fucking crazy. But the thing is, like, they all like heavily melodic. Fate No More, lots of melodies, a fantastic singing. Fate No More
inspired a lot of that.
Amazing, like, so, and like Smashing Pumpkins, like Billy Corgan's a crazy fucking sounding.
I like, yeah, their first two records I really liked.
Yeah, I used to play them in my teenage cover band, just like Today. Everyone played that fucking song because it was easy and it was a shit guitar.
Today is the greatest.
You gotta do the voice. It's the greatest. Or whatever, the fucking crazy voice. And then I remember
Billy Corgan.
We used to go to school discos. It was always techno music. But me and 4 friends, the DJ would give us 15 minutes and we'd clear the floor. And there'd be like 5 or 10 of us, the metal kids. And dude, we'd fucking play Cold Chamber songs and Fear Factory and fucking Metallica. Every time we would clear the floor, and then he'd go back to playing like trance house music or something like that. And
then all the normal kids would come back.
That's exactly it, yeah. Like, but it was so cool. It was just like, I don't think you understand the impact you probably had on so many fucking people's lives.
I try not to think about that, but you know, it's... You know, it happens to some people, I guess. You know, I can only relate my own experiences. That, you know, when I meet like someone.
Well, who like, because it's.
Well, for instance, the Misfits show here in L.A.
Oh.
My wife and I took my daughter. My oldest daughter was in town.
Yeah.
Violet, and we got tickets to go see Misfits. I'm like, fuck yeah, and, you know, and we also enjoyed the show, but we also had the ability to go to the after party backstage. I'm like, fuck yeah, we're going back to the... So I convinced... My wife was going, but I convinced my daughter to say, yeah, sure, we'll go to anything. So we go in there, and we're backstage, and, you know, a lot of people I know, you know, we hang out. Obviously, L.A., all see each other. And fucking Billy fucking Idol walks in.
Oh, shit.
Like, no! Fucking lost my mind. I literally like became 16 again.
That's cool. You're not Burton C Bell anymore.
No, I was Bert, that fucking pimple-headed faced fucking horribly clothed boy.
Yeah.
Horrible fashion sense, the worst, with my mullet.
That's awesome.
Dude, he walked in and he went to go start to talk to Glenn Danzig. I'm like, and there's Billy Idol standing next to Glenn Danzig, and all I see is Billy Idol.
Yeah. Hey Glenn, fuck off.
No, I was like, I kind of went in between them. I was like, Billy, you're such a huge influence. Literally went up to him and said, Billy.
Yeah.
Glenn's
and me too, right?
I was so like trying to contain my excitement.
Oh wow.
That's funny. I was shaking because I was literally like, I've always wanted to meet Billy Idol.
Was he cool?
He was genial.
That's a very conservative way.
I would say he's very patient with me, and he smiled a lot.
Yeah.
And I go, man, you're a huge influence on me and my vocals, and I just love you. Thank you. Can I get a quick selfie with you? And I went like that, and he's like,
who the fuck is this?
And my daughter pops up for a little photo.
Get out of here!
I didn't care, but it's like
hilarious.
me and Billy Idol. I'm like, oh my god. And I was like, thank you, and I had to bail. I was like,
that's so. It'd be funny.
That's one on the list.
If I saw Billy Idol, I'd be like, oh look, that's cool. It's Billy Idol. But like,
I had Billy Idol posters on my wall.
And there you go. See,
I had Generation X and his solo work. I was a huge fan.
Yeah. I
saw him like 3 times on the Rebel Yell tour. Saw him twice, and then Whiplash Smile. I saw him once.
That's crazy. That's like, I always think of like I read like Aussie books or like interviews and stuff, and he talks about like the Beatles and Paul McCartney, like just like I would talk about you guys or you talk about that, and it's like
everyone's got a hero.
You're Ozzy Osbourne. It's like, who the fuck does Paul McCartney talk about? Jesus? Like, you know, it's like, where's the fucking...
Yeah, who does it?
Elvis?
He talks about himself.
No, there was this one time I wrote this song.
It was called Yesterday, remember it?
Yeah.
Remember it?
It was yesterday. Oh. Yeah, it's just...
more power to him, man. He's written so many fucking hits.
Dude, like, he's...
What was that? The scene from that movie, that one that Dave Grohl made, the Sun Studio thing?
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah,
fantastic movie, great documentary. Yeah. But one of the best scenes is when Dave Grohl and Chris Novoselic and Paul McCartney are jamming, right? And you're like, and they're fucking have a really great jam.
They're dorks.
They're totally dorks. And they stop jamming and they're talking back and forth. And Dave Grohl's like, man, it'd be really cool just like write songs like this. It's so easy to write songs like this all the time. And Paul McCartney goes, yeah. It is that easy. You're like, fuck you, Paul. Of course it is for you.
You jerk.
You fucking shit and write a gold single.
Mandolins suck, bro. Whatever. It's just like that was. I love fucking. What was it? What am I?
But who would be Paul McCartney's hero? It had to be like the early like 50s rockers. Definitely like Chuck Berry.
I was going to say Chuck Berry or
Chuck
something
Berry,
like
that kind of thing.
Yeah, or what's the guy that wrote the songs that.
Little Richard?
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah, I guess, right?
They knew about Elvis. They had to be fans.
Absolutely.
I mean, everyone knew about Elvis back then.
There could have been that...
that was like the time period when Elvis was in the fucking army, wasn't it? Yeah.
Did he go? Oh, no, it was Muhammad Ali that didn't go.
Muhammad Ali did not go.
Yeah, he didn't.
He did not go to the Vietnam War.
Yeah, he didn't.
Good for him. I'm glad he did it.
Hey man, just... that's why I love this country. So
well, he made a statement.
Yeah, that's
and he eventually it cost him a lot, but when you save your integrity, you can lose everything, but as long as you have integrity, life is worth living.
Absolutely. Like it's weird. It's like and it just go a totally different direction, but it's like we're good in time. Sorry, I have to change the camera thing every like 29 minutes. It's all good.
We gotta go buy more toilet paper.
Yeah. I want to talk about that. But it's weird. Like
I'm gonna use your cat if I run out.
I've got like 40-year-olds. We're good to go. Not because of coronavirus, just because I go to Costco. That's about it. Like, and months ago, though, it's just what? Okay, there's a thing like the country back then to now. Like, so it's like between like music and like the oppression that like kind of inspired it back then to I don't know what the fucking 60s hysteria was to 70s like when Saba came over here like they were like the
they were
evil fucking
well like, they scared that first record scared the shit out of people. It was like all you hear no one was doing that.
No, well and then like I want to skip then to like when you guys came out, what was like the reaction like so because
confusion.
Yeah. Because it's weird. It is weird. Like it's
the
different.
First record confused a lot of people. They didn't know where to put us. It was either thrash, death, or industrial, and there wasn't really like each song was pretty. How should I say? It was very, very early stages, primordial, of our history. So all those songs on the first record were tests, experiments of where we wanted to go and how we wanted to write, and just tests, just experimentation in music. And it wasn't until the second record that we, finally had a direction.
What was the biggest hit off the second record? So I know for
Replica.
Okay. Yeah,
mine wasn't a hit, but it was.
No, the single. Did you go into it knowing what your vocal thing was going to be, or
no? Yeah. I mean, we wrote the songs before we went into the studio.
Yeah, but you had because now like it's funny. I laughed. Another neighbor of ours over here. He put up a thing like the way there's like scream singing, clean singing, and he goes, "You mean singing?" Like so, just clean, like clean singing.
Clean singing. Yeah.
That's, like singing.
It's like saying pizza pie.
Like it's it's like, did you go in knowing like you were going to be because like you
into Fear Factory?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like because without you, I'm trying to. Like,
we were just experimenting.
But you realize, I don't know, like you have to know this. Like you invented, like a style of like which, in like the next decade became metalcore, which is like an absolutely like intrinsical part of metalcore, where it's like screaming loud vocal or like aggressive vocal meets big chorus singy. Like you legitimately, you were one of the I think you're the only band as far as I can remember at that time that did.
I think I took Faith No More to another level.
I don't think Faith No More invented that
though, no they didn't.
No, he Mike Patton's just Mike Patton, and like it's great, don't get me wrong. I don't like giving people godly status, like, but
great vocalist though.
He's amazing, like, and Faith No More is one of the greatest bands ever. But like I don't know if you realized, like I'm trying to like really drill this home, that you it was almost like a blueprint for what metalcore would have. I'm not calling you metalcore, but like
no, but
what the vocal style. I mean, like, so.
Yeah, if hindsight's 2020, if I knew what would happen, I should have trademarked that that style.
Every band that sings, screams, and screams owes you $20. I owe you some money in that case.
No one owes me money, but a lot of bands don't know where it originated, which is even funnier.
I don't know. Like, I can't think of one band before you that did it though. That's the thing. Like,
well, I was emulating bands that for instance, like Faith No More. That record, Angel Dust, was out before we recorded that. Before we recorded that record, so we were huge fans. We were friends with the band Faith No More.
Wow.
And because Billy Gould did our first demo, and so when they were doing Angel Dust,
sorry, keep going.
When after they did Angel Dust, they were filming videos, and so we went to see. We were on the set while they were filming Midlife Crisis video.
Holy shit!
And then Billy Gould was actually wearing a really early Fear Factory shirt we made ourselves. In that video, it's all black, but it just has a pocket logo.
Yeah. So
but bands like Faith No More, but I was trying to emulate my favorite artists like Godflesh, Justin Broderick. He'd never sang, but he had this heavy vocal, and then he would do this Gregorian chant kind of moan that I would try emulating, and it just ended up a little bit more melodic.
Way more.
Bands like Sisters of Mercy and Swans and Fields of Nephilim. I was into that shit.
Yeah. A lot of kind of baritone-y type.
Very baritone.
Yeah. I guess that's what you are as a singer as well. Like, so it's like
the early magazines used to say I was a crooner.
A crooner?
Whatever the fuck that means. Crooner.
That just sounds rude.
Yeah. It's like, is that a nice way of saying that I suck?
That guy's a fucking crooner, bro.
Who's a crooner? Would Dean Martin be a crooner?
I don't know. I can't actually place
Frank Sinatra be a crooner?
No. Oh, God. That voice is... Yeah, well, no...
Who would be a crooner? What is a crooner?
I don't know. Is that like baritone?
I have no idea.
I gotta Google that.
Frank,
I'm not a giant Sinatra fan, but like if a song comes on, I'm like,
his voice though.
Fuck, that's a good voice. Like, so,
yeah, he's got some. Can't not deny he's got great songs.
Yeah, well, that's like I always had a thing against. Like I'm not been I probably piss off someone saying this. Like I only a few baritone singers ever did it for me. Like so, and
well, everyone's got their taste.
Yeah.
Right?
The king being Eddie Vedder, but like your thing was always it was just like it was the best. Like, Mark Lanigan used to drive me crazy. I never liked it. I don't know why. It's just like weird, but
see, I like his voice. He's got some really good records.
Yeah, but there's
but his voice is pretty much the same, isn't
it? Yeah. Or like Jim Morrison, but it's a perfect example of like the guys that like again like you would have been an influence. Like so, the guys that I really liked they were all influenced by people like I can't fucking stand, which is hilarious. Lane Staley's biggest influence.
For you?
No, I love fucking dude. Alice in Chains are one of the greatest bands in the entire world.
They were a great band.
His main influence was Jim Morrison. I fucking hate Jim Morrison. Like, so,
well,
it's so weird.
That is weird, but it's.
But I love it.
Maybe it's the music you don't dig about the music.
Maybe I don't know.
Because the Doors, some of the music's hit or miss with me.
Yeah. I don't know. I just
there's some too much.
Went straight over my head. But
some of it's like too 60s jazz calliope kind of style. Like, you guys chill out on the acid.
Yeah. Hey, put the drugs down. But it's funny, like it's like someone that like say like I loved your stuff, and you're influenced by bands that I wouldn't be like again like I do.
Well, that's me. But my influence was just an ingredient to the core that we were creating.
Yeah.
So we all brought it in together, and we made what we created. So it wasn't just me.
Obviously,
it was the whole core of the group.
Are the other guys, or it's not a big deal, or?
Well, I don't care.
But no, as in the songwriting process, was it like you and one of the guys, or all of the guys, or?
We would all write together.
Yeah, because it was fucking like. That was the other thing. You guys were probably one of the more technical bands of that time as well. Like, so it's just like
well, we like things about industrial music, how the assembly line repetition
Yeah.
and how precise it was. That's what we like. We like that.
Yeah.
And we like the heavy chunking. We like the fast. And we like, so we just put it all together. And it's just, Reese, it was the Reese helped bring that together after the Fears the Mind Killer. When they came in afterwards and we had like a team to work with us, that's when everything really came to fruition.
Who, like, sorry if these are boring questions and you've answered them a million times. Who was the, like, there's a lot of synth and like a lot of programming and stuff. Was that intentional as well, or?
Yeah.
You see, that's what got me. It was just like.
But on the first record, we didn't have really the connections for that.
Yeah.
Because in the scene that we were coming from, we were just doing what we could. Our early shows, we didn't even have a keyboard player. We had a friend with our dual cassette player on the side of the stage. with each song had its own cassette.
Oh, wow.
And the sample was cued, so our friend knew exactly when to put the tape in and play the tape for the sample.
So it mightn't have been on time?
Never was.
What the fuck? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So there was no in-ears or anything like that? Or just like, I don't know. Like, I'm
in-ears.
Yeah. It's just like, how the fuck?
No in-ears.
So you just winged it. You just pressed play on the fucking cassette.
Well, but each cassette only had one sample in it. So take it out, put the next one in that's already queued up.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that many samples. Maybe one per song.
Okay.
2 at most.
But still, though, that's fucking like... It couldn't have been perfect.
Oh.
Like, it just comes in like a
never
split
was.
second to like...
It never was.
Like, what the... son of a...
We never played to a click track
That's
live
fucking nuts.
until later on, until Obsolete.
That's hilarious.
And so like, the first tours of like Soul in the Machine and Demanufacture, they were just fucking... Raymond would speed up twice as fast as all songs.
Holy shit.
We'd have a 45-minute set for like 8 songs, right?
Yeah.
We'd be done in 30.
But
like,
it's, actually, speaking of him, like again, you guys were one of the first bands I ever heard using like triggers and stuff on drums and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like...
Well, Brutal Truth was doing it too. A lot of bands were doing it. Brutal Truth did it. They had a Kit Kat that Scott Lewis had.
What?
It was called a Kit Kat, and it was just like basically a sample part. I don't know if it was made by D-Drum or not, but it was like samples that you could trigger that had like a drum pad on it.
Yeah.
You hit the drum pad. You have to change it for every song, but you hit the drum pad and make the sample go off.
Jesus Christ. Okay, it's not.
And then there was D-Drum started triggers.
Yeah.
So that you could sample different sounds on top of your drum sounds. Like
Yeah.
Snare, kick drum.
That's what I remember. I saw a video of.
That started coming around in the late 90s.
That's crazy. I saw, because I'd watch like Cold Chamber videos and stuff, like Mikey. He's still one of my favorite drummers. I haven't seen him in fucking years either.
It's been a couple of years since I've seen Mikey.
But he had a whole live kit, like tom, snare, cymbals, everything, and then no fucking bass drum and a little pad on stage, and it was just the most abrasive, like, clicky, weird fucking sound. It was just like, but it was cool. I loved it. That's why I liked it. I try to replicate.
But that's weird. That's a weird sound back then. It's like people wanted that clicky kick drum, like
bass drum, but no bass, please. I'm like,
Scott Burns, he was the king of death metal production back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
He did all the Florida death metal bands.
I was going to say
so
that.
So Scott Burns had that clicky sound.
He did like Death and stuff like that.
Like Death, Obituary, Cannibal Corpse, all those bands. But none of them had kick drum in it. It was just like click.
Yeah.
But no, like,
yeah.
Because there was no room for it.
No,
but you had to have
just get lost. Like, so,
it would just muddy everything up.
Yeah, it's so funny. I watched like a 4-hour documentary on Death. Like, so they're like the reason I liked them was because they had melody in their fucking songs. Like, even though they were like always consistently heavy, it was just like they had like a weird melody, and the guy singing was just Chuck. It was like. He had melody.
Chuck,
It was just weird, like so. But yeah, those kind of like those sounds and stuff. I remember because I worked in a music store for 15 years as a kid.
Was it Chuck? What was his name?
Chuck Schneider.
Chuck Schuldner.
Schuldner. Yeah, one of those weird names. But I constantly always looking for that, like kind of like how the fuck do we make the drum do that click sound thing, and I could never, because I did sound engineering, and I was like, I can't figure. There's no Google. I can't Google the equipment you're using. So
it was a kick drum pad.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. Oh yeah, we used to sell. They were called Danmar pads.
Yeah.
Yep, just a piece of steel, and you just stick it to the fucking bass drum. So when you click it, it would make more of a slappy sound or whatever like that. It's fucking great, trying to cheat it all the way through. Like, so the when what year did you get signed then?
92. February.
Whoa!
February of 92.
Holy shit! So you were one of the first bands of that kind of scene. I'm not talking like fucking. You're not grunge or like out of like the System of the Downs, the Cold Chambers.
No man, we had when we started off. Our first show was we got together in 90, but we didn't start playing until 91.
Yeah.
We didn't play. We were writing songs for like 6 months, and then we started playing. And then it was hard to find people to play with. Yeah. We started down in like the South Central LA, East LA death metal scene, and we were weird. We stood out back then, of course. And then I had friends that were in Hollywood bands, like the band called Dead, White, and Blue that I was friends with, who London May was actually in that band for a while, drummer London May, and it was Dead, White, and Blue that helped us. They put us on one of their shows at the Coconut Teaser, which I used to hang out all the time at. I was like, fuck yeah, I want to fucking play the Coconut Teaser, and so finally played the Coconut Teaser, and that was our first show in Hollywood. So after that, we started being able to play more in Hollywood, and but no one sounded like us at all. It was weird.
What bands and when did like the Systems and when did they come into play? Like years later? Or?
Yeah, not till like 97.
Jesus.
98.
Huh. So you were technically, because I associate you guys with like.
No, they weren't around back then.
Yeah, so like you basically just played with whoever, and that was.
Whoever.
All right, weird.
We rarely played LA gigs, which was weird.
Yeah, I believe it. Like, so again, it's like it's your thing. They don't play in the goddamn town to live in.
But they're from Northern California.
I think he used to live in Venice or something like that.
Yeah,
they
he's lived everywhere.
I do follow him on social media. You know, it's just weird.
I thought they were from like San Jose or something.
I have no idea. All I remember is when Medication did their thing, they all lived in Venice. So,
right.
And that was 99.
I think Logan lived in Venice at the time.
Yeah, they all lived in like some house or a studio or something like that.
Uh-huh.
I know. That's why it's weird for me. It's like I shouldn't.
Stalker.
Yeah. But it is weird. It's like I was telling, just like I said, like you are responsible for inspiring more people than you know. So when people do come up to you, they're like they know shit about you. I always joke, like Joe Rogan. It's like Joe Rogan. Everyone knows Joe Rogan. Yeah, he's my best friend. He goes, really? Well, yeah, I know everything about the guy. He doesn't know who I am.
Oh,
like so it's just like.
Well, that's right. You've told me that before.
Yeah. Well, it's like he doesn't fucking know who I am, but like whatever. It's just like so.
Fuck Joe Rogan.
No. I didn't say that.
It's because it's his fault. Not his fault, but there was
coronavirus.
Fear Factory was first, and then that show Fear Factor came out.
Oh.
And we're like, fuck.
If they had just licensed one of your songs,
yeah,
all would have been forgiven.
That's all I asked for.
So what we're saying is, Burton C Bell wants to fight Joe Rogan.
No, that
street fight.
That's over a long time ago.
You're like, my back hurts.
That ship has sailed.
I don't want to do that.
I can't afford the chiropractic work anymore.
So when you went into the 2000, what was the biggest tours you were doing then? And what was the height of fucking Fear Factory then for you?
The height was obsolete. Digimortal area.
What year
obsolete. Is that? Between 99 and 2001.
Yeah. So the height of fucking noughties metal, as I would have called it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And I remember
we had a gold record, and it was those times were good.
Big tours, all that shit.
Yeah, touring with Ozzy a lot and doing the Ozfests, and we toured Megadeth and Iron Maiden, toured a lot of big festivals in Europe. We toured with a lot of different types of bands, though. Getting out there. That was the thing. You had to, back then you had to start grassroots. There was no internet.
Yeah.
So you had to get out there and sow those seeds live everywhere. and we've just played with whoever.
Do your Metal Hammer magazine fucking thing, because it was like that's how I got all my news. It was like, or like that's how I heard about you in the first place.
Oh my god, the English tabloids.
It was
brutal.
I don't know. I read it. I believe it.
I'm not blaming you, but them. It's like they're still the same. They just they just latch on to the flavor of the moment, and then as soon as you're not, it's like, see ya.
Yeah, that's like the one thing I learned from moving here and like hanging out with people and talking to like anyone asks like about industry stuff to me, I'm like, I'm the wrong person to ask, because it changes every 6 months and no one cares enough about me to like be in it like deep. So it's like, I don't know how it was back then, like I know like getting signed, there was money, and there was like, because the guys would tell me
there used to be money
and drugs and everything else, and I'm like I was like, all right, it's weird, because I talk to bands nowadays and it's just like not like that at all. They're all sleeping in a van and fucking.
Well, we were doing that,
but I don't know, it sounded way more glamorous. I was like, or maybe it was like,
it's more mysterious.
Yeah,
because you didn't have, no one was living constantly on their selfie sticks.
I was going to say, yeah.
There was more mystery.
I absolutely agree, and like that's why I talked about it many times about like musicians nowadays. The reason like people know me. Again, I'm not fucking famous. I'm not anything, but like people know me. They know what I like. They know things about me. It's weird, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of good, because like it's a new age for like marketing and a new age for fucking. And I tried to tell like musicians, like there's a very select few musicians nowadays that can be mysterious and like, oh, elusive. Oh yes, I don't do interviews. Like, if you don't do interviews, I don't get to know you. What's your dog's name? What did you eat for breakfast?
Well, but do fans need to know that?
That is a question as well, but
fans have always wanted to know that.
Yeah.
You eventually get the information, just not immediately.
Yeah.
You just had to wait for the next article or for that one interview where he actually said, I like going for long walks on the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, he does.
With his dog, he has a dog.
Oh my god, he has a cat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's like, it's like...
mystery's dead.
Yeah.
And, I think it needs to come back.
Yeah,
there's no need to put your whole life out there. It's not really important, because people are only going to take in what they want to take in.
Yeah.
If they're going to they're not going to ingest everything that's vomited towards them. Some people will, but no one really. People see it and it's like, okay.
I think it's the short attention span thing.
Oh, it's horrible.
I don't know. I have a weird. I talked to someone today, messaging an old friend of mine, and she's like, I had to take a couple of months off social media, because like I'm seeing too much shit. I'm like, I was like, you can. I said this in the last podcast with one of my friends, Andre. He goes, I love the internet because I curate it for all my needs and wants and desires and things I like and things I can learn from or see or I'm genuinely interested in. Like, it's not like, I'll follow you, you follow me. I don't really care about what you fucking. No, I like the internet. I wake up every day now and everyone's like, don't check your phone. I'm like, oh, fuck you. The very first thing I do, I check my phone. Why? Because I know when I look at my phone, it's curated for me. It's like, it's going to be fun shit or funny crap or interesting stuff that I like.
Know what to expect.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's like a certain...
And that's how you start your day.
Yeah. And it's great. I have my coffee and I just like watch... one of my favorite pages? Girls Getting Hurt. It's the best. No, I'm kidding. No, it's just a local page.
I like ultimate fails.
Yeah, yes. And all fails.
All fails, that's what it is.
Yeah. It's great. But it's just like...
It's always for a good laugh to watch somebody else's misfortune.
It's pretty much how I start my day every day. Or like funny fucking animal videos or some shit like that. But
I'm pretty hooked on cats.
Dude, I have two. They're enough. Like, so I'm good. Like, so they're funny enough as it is. But I think the one thing I like to try and push is like a healthy relationship with the internet. Like, if you can, it's just like anyone. If you're in a toxic relationship with a person, you're going to be unhappy, or you're not going to be
absolutely
coronavirus. You're going to
maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, but like it's just like, the internet today is different.
Fucker.
Or just like, look, coronavirus. Burton C Bell has coronavirus. Everybody, just like.
What does the C stand for? Corona.
Yeah.
Coronavirus.
Now we know. But there's a perfect example, like an unhealthy way, or like the internet's been used to fucking like exploit people and the way they feel about coronavirus. Dude, I don't get it. I went to Ralph's over in North Hollywood here.
It's fine.
I was so happy with myself that I'm like going, oh, I'm not the lunatic anymore. This is awesome. And I was really happy. Like, I was like, because I could hear people talking and panicking, and like every other person is like freaking out about coronavirus and all that stuff, and the shelves are all empty. And I was talking to one of my friends today, and I was like, it's weird, like, because I talk about it a lot. I have fucking issues. Everyone has fucking issues. I just want to talk about them so I don't fucking feel like a freak. Okay, anyway, questionable.
So your cats are not just your therapy.
Yeah. No, they're anxiety pets. Like, I squeeze them and love them.
And call them George.
Yeah. I give them human names.
You don't give them human. Steve and Kev.
Yeah, man, I'm just saying, whatever. It's a good name. But it's funny, like, the way the world is going. It's like kind of like I'm looking around and like you go online or you see it when people are freaking out. I'm like going, oh, I got my shit together. This is great. I like this. So to me, seeing that stuff on the internet or even in real life, I'm like going, the no mystery now anymore, because like you see the normal person who has it together. Normal person's a lunatic. Like, so the normal people are fucking insane. Like, so it's just go to the goddamn supermarket, tell them something online. Like, so the
people are freaking out for nothing.
There's a pandemic. I'm like going, spell pandemic. Like, you know, you can't even. What are you talking about? Like, shut the fuck up. Like, it's like that's why. Again, it's a bit of a rant on the internet, but I like the internet. It's just like you have to have a certain respect for it. Like, again, real life is much scarier. That's why I am the way I am. Riddled with anxiety all the time, but
with all the, you know, there's a good question. I mean, with all the shit you can see on the internet, is there still mystery?
Yeah, I think the only that you see, I don't see that shit because I don't look at it, but that kind of stuff, I don't think people should look at because it desensitizes you as well. Like, so you hearing voices or something like that.
I thought I heard a door open.
Oh, okay, it's a coronavirus.
It's coming in. Breaking down the door. Land shark.
Yeah. But it's just, again, sorry, I'm just ranting about fucking the internet. Like, so, and again, it wasn't back then, and it is now. Like, so he has an Instagram. It's Burton C Bell, right?
Burton C Bell something.
Follow
official
him for something.
Burton C Bell official, I think.
Yeah, and you are working on a new band, right?
Well, the Watchers, we just mastered our record.
Is it? Are we getting it? Or?
We'll get it eventually, but that's gonna be more news once we have a plan. I mean, once we have some, we're working on a plan right now.
What's the name of the band?
Ascension of the Watchers. New album.
Are there other guys? Sorry, I'm not being a dick. Are there other famous guys in it, or is it just you?
Well, John Bechtel from he used to be in Fear Factory. He was in Prong.
Oh shit.
He's in Ministry right now.
Oh fuck.
Jace Lewis. Solo artist out of the UK, Wales. He's toured with Gary Newman a lot. And a guy named Edu Musi, who's an independent producer in New York, who's been with us for years. But, it's been 10 years in the making. Fuck.
Hey, man, Guns N' Roses, that album, how long was that? It was 20 years or so?
14.
Okay, well, you got 4 more years, and then it gets ridiculous.
No, we're not that much longer.
I think I asked you, you miss it. You still you love playing live, all that stuff. Like,
I totally miss playing live. I mean, performing. You know, that's I've always wanted to do. I've always loved doing. It's just like performing is just like one of the best parts of being alive.
I think it's because I remember you told me. I'm not going to say your age because that would be rude, but like
I'm 51.
Oh my god! No, when you told me that, I was like, holy fuck! I think shit like that keeps you young as well. It's
absolutely keeps you young. You know, doing what you love, no matter how hard it is, keeps you young.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy of what I do. You know, circumstances might not be, very, not the best circumstances right now, but I'm still able to do what I love, and that's what keeps people young.
Yeah. I think I told you.
It keeps you alive.
I see guys like where I grew up, my age, and they just
had this conversation before. It's like they fall into the normal life,
whatever that is. And they look like old men. It's just like
get out of school, get a job, settle down, raise some kids.
Hey, and you do whatever you want to do, but I don't know. And
and for some people that's great.
Yeah,
that's what they wanted to do.
Go for it.
For me, I knew in high school I was never going to be that person.
Yeah, I wasn't good in school, so I just fucking never. I fucking didn't. I didn't.
Well, you weren't at the wizarding school that you should have been at.
Wow. I wasn't.
They put you in some Muggle school.
What's the fucking? Oh, they're the gay ones, right? Shit. And I mean that in a derogatory sense, like so.
I think they're the Half-Bloods.
Oh God, what's the game? The something witch or what's the game they play on the brooms? Yeah, there was no brooms.
Quidditch.
Quidditch.
I know this because I have 3 kids.
Okay. I know because I watched it twice, so I was like, I like that series. I was like,
yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Are you the cliche horror movie metal guy or?
I love movies. I just love movies. I love critiquing movies.
Oh wow!
It's one of the things I studied.
Oh shit!
In school, being a writer and whatnot. But I love critiquing films. I love all types of films. I love horror, not all of them.
Yeah.
I love science fiction, not all of them.
Yeah.
I love all types of. As long as it's like visually, it's a good story and visually stimulating. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm like, I always comment on movies like, the color isn't right. I don't know why. It's something like visually that I need to.
I always see like, wow, the editing of this is really horrible.
Yeah. I'm weird. Like I just like I'm not even a movie creator. I just like fucking love. I'm not. Again, it's like the metal guys are like, oh yeah, fucking horror, Exorcist, blah blah blah.
Well, that's a great movie.
It's a great movie, dude. Fucking.
No, that's a great movie.
Ace Ventura was really good too. I'm just saying. It's just like
there's a lot of funny films. There's like great movies. It's just, you have to explore them and take them as face value. Or they did something for society.
Yeah.
I check out all types of movies. I love movies with soundtracks. I collect soundtracks.
Wow. I have all of the Batman soundtracks, some on cassette. I'm pretty nerdy like that. So.
Well, Batman,
it's my jam. Like so, whatever. No, it's just I didn't know that. That's really cool. Like, so, fuck. Coronavirus. I don't know how many toilet papers do you have. No, I'm kidding.
We're fine. It's weird. Our normal routine's not changing.
You're not going to shit more or anything?
No.
So?
Hold on. I've had too many cups of coffee today. Excuse me.
That does happen, but I'm not taking up explosive diarrhea.
No, our normal routine is not really affected.
It's weird. You're one of a few people. Shut the fuck. Yeah, I talked to someone messaged me last night or this morning. He's like a guy from Iran. He goes, "Hey, I'm in Iran. Our routine is the exact same, but they're actually under quarantine for a month." They said, "But we're allowed to go to the supermarket.
Yeah,
we pick up some supplies. We go home. Everything's cool." He goes, "How is it over there?" I don't answer them all because I get the extra mailbox on Instagram. Right. If you check it. After this podcast, you'll have tons of messages.
Maybe.
No, you probably have fucking tons of messages anyway. But it's just funny. It's like people sending me shit. Because I'll post a couple of memes or something to keep it light. Or like, even yesterday I went to the supermarket and I went, yes, the shelves are empty, but there's still food.
Still food.
Everyone relax. We're totally fine here.
We had enough food already. And we already do Blue Apron.
Oh,
so
shit.
We got food being delivered to us.
Oh, fuck. I never even thought about that.
Fucking amazing.
Oh shit, that's a good idea.
That's great.
And this podcast was brought to you by Blue Apron. And I was like, maybe that's how I can get a fucking sponsorship finally. Maybe. So it's funny, like so. Is there anything else? Or there's like tons of stories, but I do. If you're cool, I want to get Scum in here with you, and I just want you guys.
Get him in here first. That's the.
Yeah. No, he'll do it.
He'll do it. You just got to get his ass here.
Yeah. Because I really want to like. I wanted to get like people that were because again like the 90s.
I've known Scum since the early 90s. He got us a gig at Red Light District a long time ago. I think it was his birthday party. And,
did you know him or just like?
That was the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Dino knew him, but I met him through Dino, and that was the first time I met him. It was probably 91.
Wow.
And it was a Red Light District. That was club. They used to be on Hollywood Boulevard. And, we played that once, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's weird.
There was nobody there, but
I've read books about bands around that time. I've like all the magazines. I bought every fucking episode of Krang, Metal Edge, fucking Metal Hammer.
That's what you had to do.
Yeah, and it's just like then like living here. It's just like oh shit, this is where it all happened. But like you're on Sunset at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, and it's just traffic, and you're like, this is where it all happened.
We used to.
But it's fucking weird. It's just like again like you're
been on. Yeah, you play. I played the whiskey. I'm like, holy fuck.
Oh yeah. I did
that
it
is
every
my.
time.
To me, that is a church.
Yeah.
I love every time I play the whiskey because
Viper
it's like,
Room,
wow,
for me.
I've never played there, but I've been there a few times.
Yeah, 15 fucking times or more. Wow. Like every single time.
I used to work across the street from it. That Chase Bank used to be Tower Video.
Oh shit.
That's one of the first jobs I had in LA. I was working at Tower Video. And it used to be called the Central back then.
And it was Tower Records still there as well?
The same place where there's still the sign
the
is.
Proper, yeah.
That was Tower Records. I worked across the street at Tower Video.
Fuck. See, that's just...
And who worked at Dave Kushner worked there, who ended up becoming the guitar player for Velvet Revolver.
Yeah.
Adam Siegel, who was a guitar player for Infectious Grooves.
All there. At the same time?
They were Dave and Adam were artists. Who else worked there? Across the street at the record store, Rivers Cuomo worked.
I don't know. Who the fuck is it?
Weezer.
Oh, the nerdy guy. Yeah,
He was in a hair metal band.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a fucking weird change that was.
Oh, totally. So it flipped us all out.
Yeah. Holy shit. It's like he bought a cardigan and got a haircut one day.
He did that before. They started something. It was weird.
I never got a Weezer. I listened to it and I was like, oh, this is good.
Not my thing.
Yeah, it's just not. It's weird. Like so. No, it's just that was always my favorite time. Like again,
I think it was their lyrics. The music was cool. That song "Sweater." If you want to, the song would be a lot cooler if the lyrics were different.
Yeah, I guess I never even thought about it. Or the Hash Pipe song. I'm going. All right.
Yeah, they're very popular.
Oh, Buddy Holly or something. I'm like, I listened to it and I went, I get it, but I don't get it. I'm sorry.
Working at Tower Video was a lot of fun because it was right there, right in the Sunset Strip.
Yeah.
It was the early '90s. We had the premiere in the video for Batman.
Yeah.
Tim Burton's Batman came out. The premiere, the video release. When the video was released, it was the premiere. It had the Batmobile there.
Fuck.
It was like everybody used to go there. I met John Carpenter. I was like, fuck.
Wow.
Met David Bowie and Damon there.
Just shopping videos.
They came in shopping, right? They came in, and I was on the floor, right?
And we're back in the podcast. Okay, here we go.
I was doing my thing. I'm like, fucking long-haired, stupid rocker kid.
Yeah.
And how old was I? I was 89. I was 21. And working there. And fucking, I see this handsome couple walking up towards me. And it's fucking David Bowie and Amon. I'm like, he goes, excuse me, could you help me, sir? I'm like, yeah.
Yes, I can, David Bowie.
We're looking for Steve Martin films. Could you help us with some Steve Martin films? I'm like,
Father of the Bride 1 or 2. It's really good.
He's got some really good movies. And so I spent like 15 minutes with him walking and Amon around, checking out, just like, this is a good movie, and this is a good movie, and this is one of the earlier ones and stuff like that. And it's like after he was done, it's like, thank you very much. You've been very helpful.
You're like,
I shook my hand. I'm like, fuck.
And then I didn't watch it for 4 years.
I remember Ozzy coming in.
Whoa.
And I remember ringing him up for some videos. He was walking in, and he just bought a bunch of videos. Midge Ure used to come in a lot from Ultravox.
Yeah.
He used to come in a lot, and he was very friendly.
Did you ever see? There's a perfect example of like. Did you ever go up to Ozzy when you were on Ozfest and go, hey dude, I saw you fucking...
No.
Why not?
I think I told him that.
Yeah, you have to tell him that. It's so fucking cool.
I did tell him that, but I don't think... Whatever.
It's like, so weird.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to remember, obviously, but just
who else came in? I remember, Gladys Knight came in one time. She was Gladys Knight and the Pips. She was a beautiful vocalist, singer from like the 60s and 70s. Their Midnight Train to Georgia was beautiful. And she's a beautiful African-American woman. Beautiful. And she was beautiful when she walked in she was returning a movie. And I was at the register returning it, and she walked in. I was like, my jaw just like literally dropped, and she saw it. And I was like, I literally said to her, "You're so beautiful." And she started blushing, and she's like, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, "Oh God, just fuck.
Get it together, man.
Get it together." Raquel Welch came in with her husband. I signed Raquel Welch and her husband up for a video membership.
That's hilarious.
She was still smoking, especially when she put her grandma glasses on to see. Who else? God, so many people. Just, Yeah, just tons of people would come in there.
When you moved here, did you get that job immediately, or what were you doing?
No, I didn't get it immediately because I was just first. My roommate, the guy I moved out with at the time, he was moving towards, like, he wanted to be part of the club scene. I was like, cool, so we met Dale Gloria.
Wow.
And we helped build, so he started hanging out with her, and I started hanging out with her too because we were roommates and we were new to LA. And so I helped build Club 70s.
Yeah.
Used to go to Club.
She was like a really big booker back then, though.
So totally.
Yeah. That's the only reason because I remember I got an email from her one time and I was like, Dale, how do I know that? And I googled it. I was just like, oh, because I think she worked for the Viper or the Whiskey at one stage or something like that years and years ago. So it was weird. It's just, sorry, I'm just getting names right in my head.
That's right. So yeah, I did odds and ends.
Yeah.
And then I got it. Finally got a job because I was working at Tower Records in Washington D.C. And then several months later, when I came out here, several months later, after living here, I was like, fuck, I'll just get a job at Tower Video.
That's so, it just seems like one of those jobs everyone would have killed to get as well. It's kind of like where do you work? Tower Records, Sunset Strip. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Just like,
I was working at Tower Records in D.C. Before that, I was working at a record store in D.C., like a mom and pop store.
Yeah.
And man, there aren't record stores like that anymore. Very far few in between.
Yeah, it's weird.
We were a head shop too, so we sold DC. We sold not just meerschaum pipes, but we sold like glass pipes.
Yeah.
Glass pipes, which obviously were for crack. We sold nitrous oxide whippets.
What?
And balloons. So people could buy
a balloon with nitrous oxide in it?
Well, you sell the box of nitrous by itself. It was like 12 cartridges, and you buy the balloon, and you just buy the popper, and you just suck just nitrous. And so it got to a point where sometimes we were so bored we just start doing nitrous oxide behind the desk. We go downstairs because there's a basement right under the register, and we just go down there and just suck nitrous oxide or get high.
You were like a kid or a teenager?
I was 19. 20.
That's pretty young as well. That's funny. You're like, I got an idea.
In the heart of
I'm moving to LA.
In the heart of Georgetown. Yeah, that was my friend's idea. He got me. I was thinking of moving to New York. Had dropped out of college. I was thinking of moving to New York or LA.
What you do in college?
Art school.
Art, yeah, okay.
I dropped out of art school.
You were in art school, dropped and moved to LA and became an artist. Technically, that's what you were.
Something like that.
Or work in a video store for us.
It took some time.
That's fucking hilarious. It's just
Well, I gotta go.
Yeah, it's totally fine. And I got cats to take care of. Actually, I'm going out in a bit. I'm not going out in a bit. Sorry, I'm not going out. I'm going to get some food.
You heard it first.
Yeah. If people want to follow you, what's your Instagram?
Burton C Bell Official.
Burton C Bell Official. He's just moving. He's getting out of here. Yeah. It's all good. He's got a long trip home to go to.
I'll be 20 minutes late.
Yeah, I want to get Scum over and then come back over.
Scum just lives down the street.
Yeah, so because I definitely want to. There's a lot to tell about the fucking.
We won't get a word in edgewise.
It's totally fine.
It's fine. Scum's got stories for days. He's like Teddy Ruxpin.
We'll get some whippets. We'll get some fucking head shop stuff. I don't know what the fuck. I don't do drugs. I'm just not cool. I'm sorry. I wish it was.
Hey, that's your choice.
There's always time. Hey kids, never give up hope. You can always do drugs.
4 shots of espresso is a drug.
You shut your fucking mouth. And on that note, it's been episode 30 of the Triggerman Podcast. That was Burton C Bell. Kevin's asleep on the couch. Steve is pooping somewhere. Online stuff. Thank you. You're a good neighbor. Coronavirus. Okay. This is the Triggerman Podcast.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Fuck out of here.